Hello everyone, Rob from Infinite Combo, and we're back. I know it's been a couple years since we've uploaded anything, but we are going to be attempting to keep up with some more content now. And I feel like it's only right for us to start with some Gears 5. I know we did a little bit of, I think we did a little bit of Gears 4 content, but not a lot. But Gears has kind of been a passion of all of ours, so it seems only right that we start our first video back with a little bit of Gears 5 content. So, yesterday on October 16th, Title Update 1.5 was released for Gears 5. And included in it are a whole bunch of changes. So we have 4 new characters added to the game. We have the Cog Gear, just a basic Cog Gear. We have a basic DB, both as heroes. And then on the villain side, we have the Warden, which is a powerful enemy that uses 2 breaker maces in the campaign and Horde and Escape. And then we have General Rom, a fan favorite and final boss from Gears of War 1. Now, 3 of these characters are multiplayer only, being Rom, the Warden, and the DB, while the Cog Gear can also be played in Escape and Horde, with an ultimate ability that will automatically revive any of your allies that are downed at the time of its use. And he will come with his own skill cards and everything, like all Horde and Escape characters do. I'll get a little bit more into the characters later in the video, because there's a couple ways you can get them. You can either purchase them for 500 iron, which is about $5, or you can unlock them. My opinion on how you unlock them will come in a later video. I do not have a favorable opinion on how you unlock them. Anyways, next on the agenda with the title update is going to be changes and fixes to the game. This is a pretty large list. One of the things notably missing from this list was an item duplication trick that could be done in PvP. However, they deployed a server-side update late last night that fixed this issue and disabled the ability to drop weapons in all game modes until the next title update, which should fix this item duplication trick. I don't have any video of anyone using it. I did have a couple games where I felt like there were a few more drop shot shots or boom shot shots than there should have been at that time in the match, and I was probably dealing with 2 people that were doing said trick, but I believe it has been fixed now. So anyways, we're just going to go line by line on the title update. So first we have the re-up. Your re-ups will show in the scoreboard, in matchmaking lobbies, on the social panel, and in the post-match flow. Previously they did not. You had no way of knowing what re-up players were on. Re-ups will now also no longer show as 3 higher than your current. That was a graphics bug where if you were on re-up 1, it would show you on re-up 4, so on and so forth. The Tour of Duty medals now show a star value again, where they didn't previously. You could still earn stars with them between Title Update 1 and 1.5. It just didn't tell you how many there are. Now you can see what they're worth again. Re-rolled objectives in Tour of Duty will no longer award the same objective. I did have this happen to me once. That's kind of annoying. And this was before I was re-rolling after I completed them. It was just like if I had an objective I didn't want to do. So quitters in ranked matches will now have a much reduced impact on the skill rating calculations for everyone else in the game in the post-match screen. So this way, there's been a lot of complaints about the ranked system in this game, and I have my own complaints because sometimes I don't understand how it works. It seems like if people quit on your team, you won't be impacted as negatively for that person quitting if you lose or you don't do as good because you're down a person. They fixed the Nasher using PvE tuning in bullet magnetism range. They also fixed the Nasher still having bullet magnetism while aiming down sights when you have aim assist disabled. They fixed bullet magnetism still occurring when using the double zoom on any weapon while aim assist is disabled. Double zoom would be like scoping him with a sniper, or on the Marksa, if you after you aim down sights, you can zoom in slightly. On Bunker, Jack can now fly more consistently in the underground areas behind the ladders. On Exhibit, they improved King of the Hill spawns, and in Escalation, the two center line placement diamonds no longer overlap on the map. I'm guessing that's when you're placing weapons. I haven't played Escalation. On Forge, the Incinerator now deals 1 million damage, reliably killing any creature or boss that's inside of it. The Incinerator also no longer destroys any power taps or fortifications that are inside it. And they updated the power tap locations on Forge. On Reclaimed, they updated the power tap locations. And on Harbor, the AI can now correctly path into spawns. This would probably explain why when I was playing Harbor on Horde, it seemed like enemies wouldn't come to spawn unless they were juvies or leeches or rejects. Like, those were the only enemies that would ever really come into spawn. Like, even the bosses. Like, I played a Horde match and by myself, and usually if I get a Snatcher as the boss, it's usually pretty difficult to deal with by yourself, and it would just kind of stand and just shoot its tail spike at me instead of coming into spawn and bum rushing me like they usually do. Next, we have bleeding damage will no longer be applied to the Matriarch unless she's shot in her weak point. Actually, I know that was an exploit people were using to easily kill the Matriarch in Horde. Explosive Hijack will no longer damage fortifications. Frag grenades and Lancer GL grenades will now count towards the explosive kills Tour of Duty objectives, which they previously didn't. This is a great change because it does say explosive kills, and both of these things did not count. You had to use boom shot or drop shot to get those explosive kills. It also makes it a lot easier because you can just load into Horde as JD and just use the Lancer GL grenades and then restart over and over again, or rebuy your Lancer GL to get them if you're just trying to slam through your objectives really fast. Using the right and left bumpers to scroll through characters and escape in Horde lobbies will now allow you to tap through characters regardless of if there's duplicates in the lobby. Tour of Duty, the Power Hoarder medal, and the Power Tour objectives now include the Power Tap and Force and Shared Pickup gains rather than just your own pickups. So now it's if anybody picks up power, regardless, it will count towards that. That was the one medal in Horde that I figured probably wasn't going to happen at a reasonable speed, only because I'm still at like, I don't know, 150,000 power out of the million needed, and like everything else in my Horde objectives is almost finished, so it's like, it's going so slow. They fixed an issue that could cause only a single placement award to be granted, even though a user is tiered in multiple modes. So this would be like when your placements in your ranked modes after a certain amount of time will grant you weapon skins. Sometimes it would only grant you one instead of all of them. see, we fixed an issue that caused the vote in quick play to be skipped. This was something that I thought was fixed already, but maybe it was just... maybe I just haven't seen it happen since they made it work the first time. Visual bug here of fixing an issue causing character descriptions to be too low on the customization menus. Fixed an issue that could cause the host to enter first person in campaign mode. That's something I've never seen. I know that the campaign still has a bajillion problems. Most people still haven't been granted their campaign progress and achievements for completing the game on the hardest difficulty and so on. Fixed an issue where clicking the mark followed by too closely by zoom would cause the zoom to fail. So this would be like, I'm aiming down sights with a sniper, I mark my opponent and try to zoom in with the sniper at the same time. It would cause, basically cause the input on the zoom to fail, and then maybe I missed my shot because I was hoping to be zoomed in and I was a little bit off to the side. Re-up 20 will now show the correct Roman numeral. You are a person if you got to re-up 20 already. Congratulations, that's insanity. And then just listed minor bug fixes and improvements. Probably just stuff so small that it was not worth pointing out in the title update. And then a note at the bottom that says, unfortunately, a last-minute issue was discovered with blocking flashbangs working through cover in the hours prior to submitting this update to certification. Due to this, we were unable to resolve this as planned for Title Update 1.5, and we hope to resolve it in time for our next title update. I'm not 100% sure what this means. Maybe it's like a flashbang lands on one side of cover. It shouldn't. It's not supposed to blind you, but it does. That I'm not sure. The only thing I've noticed is I really, really wish that when they changed the flashbangs in PvP to, you literally right on screen right now, you saw how short the flashbang stun is now in PvP. I wish it was a little bit longer than that in Horde and Escape, but not as brutally long as it actually is. In Horde and Escape, the flashbangs seem to last forever. Alright, speaking of Escape, that's our next piece on the title update. They added a new hive to Escape. It is your weekly hive. It is a hive with super aggressive venom, and it's a single act hive instead of all of the other hives that when you'll get to a safe room about halfway through, and towards your medals it counts as 2 different acts. This one has super aggressive, fast-moving venom, and the hive is only 1 act, so it's a lot shorter, apparently. On to Versus. Our special playlist is going to be Arms Race Unchained. So, Arms Race Unchained, you'll play a shorter, high-action version of Arms Race in a 1st to 2 round format. The Arms Race Unchained weapons list focuses on new weapons introduced in Gears 5, with a couple of favorites mixed in, from the Lancer GL to the Claw to the Talon Pistol and the Breaker, and will be available with the title update on 10/16. That's fine, it's already available. For everybody in the game, you will receive the Curb Stomp with this title update, as well as there's going to be one in the store that you can buy. The Curb Stomp can be used with any pistol. Supply drops. So, about 4 hours after Title Update 1.5 launches, there will be some new items added into the supply drops that happen as you play the game. For a character skin, you're going to have Classic Kate from Gears 4, the Relaxed Lancer skin, the Pummel Snub Execution, the Laugh Expression that will work with any character, the Slip Hazard Blood Spray, the Sword Mark, and the Harbor Banner. And then the weekly store rotation has a skin of Jack from Gears 1, the Roundhouse Curb Stomp, which, let's be honest, is the real Curb Stomp, the Arm Cross Expression, the animated Rainbow Swirl snub, and the Retro Wave snub. And finally, a note about quit penalties. I'm just going to read this word for word as it is on the what's up. So combating quitters is one of our top priorities at the studio, and with our launch settled, step 1 was to re-enable time suspension penalties for players who quit. Behind the scenes, we track quits with a value known as RCR, which is Ranked Completion Rating. Every match you quit adds a significant number of points to this, and as you finish matches, it will reduce your RCR total gradually over time. For players who have a disconnect or an issue that causes you to leave once in a blue moon, you'll be fine. For players who quit often, you'll see an increased time penalty for your actions from hours to days to months. If you enter into Ranked, you are committing to playing your match in full, win or lose. Don't quit or face the consequences. And this is coming after, notably, some people started receiving 2-year suspensions for quitting matches. Hilariously noted on was somebody saying that they only quit once and got a 2-year suspension, and somebody at the Coalition responded saying that they quit 18 out of 21 games that day. The person tried to say that they don't have time to play that many games, but data doesn't lie. Don't quit Ranked, people. If you're going to play Ranked, just play it. The number of games that I've played through with people quitting on my team and losing because of it is innumerable. But I'd rather just get the game over with and then start new and try again than get a quit penalty. So that's everything on the what's up for the title update for Gears 5 from the Coalition. Now, the last thing that I wanted to talk about was the new characters that were added to the game. So, you have those 4 characters. So if you go into your customization menu, you will find a new section that is labeled totems. These totems you have to create for 100 scrap, and then they're equipped. So when you have a totem equipped, you'll get some challenges that you can do to earn the characters. For example, if you have the General ROM totem equipped, you'll have 6 challenges total to unlock General ROM without having to pay the 500 iron, which is about $5, to get the character. So if you don't want to pay, you do have a way to do this. These are incredibly grindy. For General ROM, for example, you have to earn 60,000 experience points, which if you have not re-upped at all, that's going from level 1 to level 60 while this totem is equipped. And the experience needs to be from playing Versus, Horde, or Escape. Then you have a Versus Challenger for completing 40 rounds of Versus with the ROM totem equipped. This isn't too bad, especially if you end up playing something like Guardian, having a Guardian match go to 5, that's 5 rounds. This will go pretty quick just playing Versus naturally. Then you have the Horde Challenger, which is to survive 50 waves of Horde with the ROM totem equipped. This isn't too bad. Either play a 1 through 50 or play 1 through 10 over and over again by yourself. But this will just come naturally from playing Horde. Not too bad. Escape Challenger, to survive 18 chapters of Escape with the ROM totem equipped. This isn't awful either. It's 18 chapters. If you play most of the hives that are 2 chapters, it's basically surviving 9 hives. And then the last one is labeled ROM's Executioner. You get 30 executions in Versus as a swarm character. Now, I believe all of these challenges are exactly the same except for the last one. So, for the Warden, you have eliminate 10 Wardens in Horde or Escape with the Warden totem equipped. I'm going to be completely honest, I've played a good amount of Horde. I have never seen a Warden spawn, so I don't even know how quick this is going to happen. The easiest way for the Warden one is to play the original Hive map, just labeled the Hive, in Escape. And when you get to a little bit halfway through the second chapter, you'll either face a Warden or you'll face a Flock. So if you face a Warden, realistically, you could kill it, kill yourself, restart, do this 10 times. Then for the DB, you have to get 100 reject kills in Horde or Escape. This is really easy. I feel like every time I play Horde, there's rejects from like wave 3 to wave 8, and just like a ton of them. So if you play by yourself, you'll get this real quick. Plus, that same Hive map, that same Escape map, the Hive, usually has a lot of rejects at the beginning. And then finally, the Cog gear. The last one is for the Cog, which is to get 200 assists as a Cog character in versus Horde or Escape with the Cog gear totem equipped. Again, this isn't too bad either. Just playing versus, if you're trying to work on your 40 rounds of versus, you'll probably get this relatively naturally just from getting eliminations. An assist is just anytime you get an elimination that you didn't deal the final blow, that's an assist. So this will be really easy in pretty much any game mode to get them. Now, again, I'm going to leave my opinions for how to unlock these characters in a different video, because I don't like the way that they did the unlocks here, because it's needlessly grindy. But there is a way at least to get them for free just for playing the game, even if they are time consuming and in some cases can be a little difficult, like getting the 30 executions as a swarm character. You have to be playing regular versus, you have to have the time to execute somebody, and in my experience, executing somebody in versus multiplayer usually gets you killed. Anyways, that's it for the title update and all the information for it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And I have a series of videos that are going to be coming out on how to do the challenges in the Tour of Duty system, how the Tour of Duty system works for all the game modes, for Operation 1 specifically. I'd imagine that the medals and stuff will all be changing when Operation 2 launches in December, so I'll redo those videos every time a new operation comes out, and give you guys the lowdown on the easiest way to get those medals done and get your ranks up as fast as possible. So, until next time, everybody, stay infinite.